today's episode, we're going to be fixing everything wrong with the Toyota Soarer. Starting off with arguably the most important thing to drifting, the steering.
Playing loud droning music.
What do we have over here? For the last 2 or 3 drift events, I've been chasing power steering issues on the Soarer. This was like 8 months ago. The whole time I thought my power steering pump was going out, so I replaced it with a new power steering pump. Continued to have the same issues, started squealing after a few laps. Thought maybe my power steering fluid is just getting too hot because it has added angle, it's moving more, it's a heavy car. So I added a power steering cooler that fixed the issue, but not completely. Whenever driving this thing, I always had dead spots in the power steering where I'd be turning lock to lock, and there'd just be one little spot where it's a little bit tougher to turn into. And I always thought it was me. I didn't try to overthink the situation. I'm like, whatever, I can still drive. It doesn't really mess me up too much. But now I find out that my power steering rack is shot. So it's time to get the Soarer steering as good as it looks. As you guys saw, we were able to get the steering rack out of the car. It is now free, and it's time for the rebuild. Let's see what we got here. First things first, we have, this isn't the rebuild for the steering rack, but this will be used later in the episode. This is end links for the sway bar, because I shortened mine. I ended up ruining the gaskets, so I bought some brand new end links that we'll be retrofitting onto the car. Put these to the side. This right here should be our goods. And this is everything you need to rebuild a SC300-400 steering rack, which I'm hoping is the same as the Soarer. I don't think there should be any differences. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know how much of the rebuild I'm actually gonna document. I'm literally just going to be following along a YouTube video that I found and try to just rebuild it one step at a time and just try to get it finished today. My plan is to disassemble it and rebuild it all in one day. That way I don't forget where anything goes. And then either install it onto the car today or later on in the week, and yeah, just get it all wrapped up. So okay, because this is Toyota and not Nissan, they actually use big bolts here. Look at this Allen key bolt that Toyota put on the power steering rack. This guy right here, let me try to just take him into frame. Do you guys see how massive this thing is right here? This thing is huge. And I don't have that size Allen key, so what I did, shout out to the boy Rhythm, grabbed a bolt. Not my proudest work for sure, but anyways, it fits perfect into this Allen key spot. Let's see if this works. See if I snap my welds or if this bolt comes out. It's one of the two. Can't be both. Or cut it. Never know. This is what working on a Toyota is like, by the way. This is like a normal size wrench that you'll use on your Toyota. Like, this literally comes in the back of an ST300 when you buy it, because it's like a grown man's car, you know? A little update, I think I'm on my 50th pair of gloves. Everything is officially cleaned up and ready for reassembly. There's a few gaskets or seals that I'm not changing for the sake of time because it's dark outside and I want this done. But the ones that did fail were the ones on this steering, like a steering rack itself. And it was those 2 rubber seals that sit right here and right here. So those are going to get changed out. That's good. Whatever this unit is right here, I ain't touching any of these seals. They ain't broke, I ain't fixing. I did Teflon seal this thing right here, so that's good to go. But yeah, overall, I'm a few hours in. It's definitely a lot of work. You have a SC300 or SC400 and you're looking to do this, make sure you have a lot of space and a lot of rags because it is very messy. Let's get to reassembly and hopefully have it on the car tomorrow. So it is currently a few days later after rebuilding that power steering rack. The rack is officially completely rebuilt. I am yet to test it. Today I'm trying to just get it fitted up on the car and actually bleed the power steering. As far as the rebuild goes, it did take a little bit of time, but for the most part, it went pretty smoothly. I honestly don't think I'm gonna have any issues with this power steering rack. I think as soon as I start bleeding the system, it should just bleed right through. I'm hoping I didn't nick any seals. At least I don't think I didn't nick any seals. The only thing I can think of going wrong is if I assembled it incorrectly. But for the most part, everything kind of came apart and came back together as expected and as it should. So you guys, right now, I've had some nasty pumps in my life after the gym. But a car pump just hits different. It's like the worst, best workout you'll ever have in your life. Power steering rack is fully in, completely bolted in, everything. I have the tie rod boots off just so I can see if it's leaking, where it was leaking previously. The only thing now left to do is just turn on the car, bleed the system, and fingers crossed this thing doesn't leak. I have my canister or muffler right over here. We have this 3-inch adapter right here that goes to this pipe, which I think this was 3 1/4. So that way you just slide it in and you can adjust your, if you want a little bit more length, you can just slide it a little bit back. If you want a little bit less length, slide it a little bit forward. That way you don't have to worry about being extremely precise. So I am trying to still use this mechanism right here because my new muffler is also a 3-inch outlet. So this is really clutch to have. Now this setup was configured to the stock bumper, so it did poke out a good amount on the stock bumper when we threw on the kit. Obviously, it's more sunken in, so now I am gonna need a little bit more, I guess, length in the back end. So fingers crossed my muffler is a little bit longer than this one, but yeah. I'm just gonna start off by cutting this thing off right over here, and then sliding my new muffler in where I need it to be, throwing a few tacks, and then probably just dropping the setup down and welding it, as it sits, essentially. So let's get to it.
Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, yeah, no, baby. In the meantime, stop on what I want. It's some me time. I don't know what you want. Only been a few hours, but it feel like days. Only been days, but it feel like months. Been gone for a year, only go like once. Life move fast when you do what you want.
With the rear exhaust tip all fitted up, it is now time to move on to the mid pipe. When I was building out that rear section, I didn't know that this thing had a cat on the mid pipe because of this shield right here. I didn't really look at it. I kind of assumed that it was just a straight section, which is kind of dumb because we literally built it off the flange. I don't remember, maybe I did know and I just avoided it, but anyways, I want to get rid of this cat. I really want to make this JZ shoot flames. As you guys may know, this car is on link management, which means that you can tune it however you want. And for me, I love when drift cars pop flames, so I really want to give a flame map to this thing. And right now, the biggest restrictor to that is this cat. Alright, so originally what I was going to do is actually cut this cat off completely and re-weld, I think this is 2 3/4 or 2.5 inch pipe. Just re-weld 2.5 inch pipe coming this way and bending through. That sounds way too complicated for this exhaust system that I'm building out, because this is a really pieced together modified stock exhaust. For the sake of my time and my skill level of welding and stuff, I think my best bet is just to gut out this cat itself. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm literally just gonna cut 3 full through cuts on the cat itself like this. Put a guide line right here to bend this open like a flap. Open it up, gut the whole cat out completely, take out all the scraps, that way there's no rattling or any like funny business going on inside this exhaust. Fold it shut and just freaking throw beads of weld all around and hope that I don't have a fat exhaust leak here.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only go like once. Life moves fast when you're doing what you want.
And just like that, after 2 short days, the exhaust is fully fabbed up and ready to be started for the first time. This is the first time doing any fab work of this sort, and I'm super pumped with how it turned out. It was a pretty fun project to take on. I know the welds aren't the best and the work overall isn't the best, but I did it myself and it costed me just the price of the tip. So super pumped. All that's left to do now is just start it up and see how this thing sounds. And just like that, the Soarer is finally finished. The power steering rack is rebuilt, the new exhaust tip is installed, and the cat's decatted. And not to mention, it is now sitting on its new set of wheels. Now you guys know how much I love those works and how much I tried to make them fit on this car, but no matter what I did, I could not make them fit for the life of me. The lug pattern was different than 5x114. It was actually 5x100 and I had a 1-inch conversion spacer. And because of that 1-inch conversion spacer, I just had too much poke in the rear and low-key in the front where I couldn't drop the car too much. So I've been on the hunt for some other wheels and well, I landed on these Workmeister S1s.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these Warlocks. Let's make a move.
And here they are, my Workmeister S1 3-piece. You got a bronze brown, I don't know which one it is, matte face right here. Got polished step lip. These are 5x114.3, which my other work wheels were not. And they fit up on this car pretty much perfectly. I had clearancing issues with my last set of wheels at drift events, hitting my sway bar and control arms, vice versa. With these Meisters, I'm actually able to run like a 1-inch spacer and still clear fender gap pretty well. A finger full of clearance up front. I'm pretty sad that my work CR-Kai 2-piece did not work out, but if I had to replace them with any other wheels, the S1s were pretty up there. This wheel goes down as one of the most iconic Japanese wheels ever made. I think it stands right there with the T37, LMGT4s, vice versa. It's one of those wheels that looks good on everything it's thrown on, and it's no different with the Soarer. As far as everything else goes on the car, the rear exhaust tip turned out great. As you guys can see, I believe this is a 5.5-inch exit, and I was able to get that welded up and sorted. It fits up really well, it fills up the rear bumper and looks really good. And as far as power steering rack goes, the car drives perfect. The power steering rack does not leak anymore and it is working as it should. My pump is acting a little finicky, so I want to look into that, but power steering rack is rebuilt and functions as it should, which I'm super pumped about. The only 2 things now left to do on this car is just get it tuned and aligned. I have an event coming up this weekend, so after tune and alignment, I'll be able to go run that event. Hopefully a boogie's good and I don't have any issues, but yeah. Aside from that, the car is fully done and excited to get it on the floor. This is its final look. Workmeisters, let me know what you guys think. I know I'm low-key devastated that the CR-Kai 2-piece didn't work, but let me know what you guys think about the Meisters and if you guys like this look better or if you guys like the other look better. With all that aside, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah, kids, you don't stop.